Oh, it had no muted mic there. Welcome to this week's Peak Performance Mastery. Great to be here with you all. So, hope you guys had an amazing week last week. New start, new week, new amazing stuff to take on and be challenged with. You know, this is the spot we come to use the basic tools of being human to alter behavior, to change the way we behave in order to produce different results. Right? Pretty cool. I say this all the time: human behavior is ruthlessly predictable, and we use those tools that make it so predictable to change the way we operate. Easy peasy. So, welcome on, welcome all. We'll get started here in just a moment. Put that on here. Hold on. There we go. Just a little more there. All righty. Yeah. So, as you guys jump on, if you're a first time viewer, first time listener, by all means, please hop in the chat, say hi. That would be amazing. Love to hear from you all. And I'd just suggest that, you know, as we go through these each week, enjoy the parts that resonate with you and throw out the stuff that doesn't, right? Not everything I share is going to be copacetic with everybody listening. That's just how it is, right? But I don't think you'd want me to go ahead and filter everything, right? To make it a little more politically correct or less triggering either, right? So let's just appreciate that. Not everything that everybody says will fit with everybody. Cool. So today's conversation is about achieving purpose. Now, if you've ever heard me talk on the topic of purpose or the conversation of purpose, you say, well, Pat, why are you teaching something about achieving purpose when you say it's not that important to know your purpose? And that's true. Boom. It isn't. I don't believe that you need to know your purpose, right? However, I do believe you have to be in a constant pursuit of your purpose. And it's in that we experience life. Now, some people sit around, like figuratively speaking, waiting to discover their purpose in order to start living life. And I'm here to share with you that that's not the process. The process is you live life and reveal your purpose in doing so. So that's what we're going to talk a little bit about today. So again, appreciate you all being here. We're going to kind of dive right in. If there's any questions, you're more than encouraged to ask them along the way. Now, I broke these down to a few actionable steps. And at first I put together a presentation, then broke it down to actionable steps. And then I'm like, well, screw it. Why don't we just talk through the actionable steps and the presentation will come out of it? Right? Which kind of makes sense. Welcome, Miss Lisa, checking in here from Cromwell, Connecticut. So we're going to go through the actual steps to pursuing purpose, appreciating that purpose is not the goal. It's living life in the pursuit of purpose. That is the goal. See the difference there? Right? It's not about the destination. It's about this journey towards the destination that matters so much. Okay. Now, I put these in a few steps, so we'll just kind of hammer right through these things. And again, I'd love to hear your insights and your feedback as we go. Here we go. Number one, and this is an important one, right? We have to start out with a definition of success. So I'd ask you, number one, define, not what somebody else says success. You define what success is to you. This is important, right? Because it's something different to everybody. And to other groups of people, they all have the same definition because they all have adopted it just because it's like the common thing. That's not what I'm asking you to do. What does success mean to you? We have to start there. Right? If we don't know that, then it's hard to focus on moving forward. And when we're not focused on something moving forward, then we sit in a world, a cesspool of mediocrity, surrounded by distractions. If you're one of those types of people that says, well, Pat, I always get distracted, well, likely it's because you don't have a clear focus. You don't have something that's lasering your attention to it, right? So it all starts with defining success. What does success mean to you? So to me, success is a state. It's not a location. It's not a destination. It's a state that we're in, an operating state. It's a steady forward progress towards a worthy outcome. That to me defines success. Steady forward progress towards a worthy outcome. Again, requires that we define that outcome. We choose that outcome first, right? And now have a way to measure progress constantly towards that outcome, right? So to me, success is a state of being, steady forward progress towards a known worthy outcome. Cool thing about that is we can be in a state of success today, immediately, right? Cool. That's number one. So number two, welcome. For those of you who are just joining in, welcome. We're going through the process of identifying, right, the process to achieve or to identifying your purpose, but appreciating that purpose is not the goal. The pursuit of purpose and living life during the pursuit is the goal. Okay. You will. Here's the. You say, well, Pat, what's the actual measurable outcome of that? What does it matter in my life? Well, guess what? You will be more successful in every single thing that you do, generating wealth, in your physical health, in your quality of your relationships, in the impact that you make, in your mental toughness. Every aspect of your life will be better when you are in a constant, steady pursuit of discovering your purpose. Okay. So number one, define success. Number two, every single day, ask this question: what do I want? Most adults I ask that question to can't answer it. They don't know. What do I want? How the hell can you ever get what you wanted if you don't know what you wanted in the first place? Fair enough question. And every day we have another day of life experiences behind us, which means the glasses by which we see the world and interpret the world are slightly different, tinted just slightly different. All right. Which means we can ask that question with new insight, new wisdom, and new knowledge. What do I want? Number three, this is a big one, right? We talked about this the last 2 weeks, but we're going to throw this in here because it matters, right? Is do something hard every day. Okay. And something hard is not something that you don't like to do. It's something that has a fear factor that goes along with it. Do something that has a built-in fear factor. This is flexing your mental strength, your mental toughness muscle. Okay. But what it's really doing, it's inspiring you on the inside out, man. It's creating a fire inside you. It turns on things that are dormant. When you do stuff that is scary, it ignites something in you that is not currently ignited. Crazy powerful tool. Number four, every week explore. Now, explore is not random. Explore means you choose something and you go explore it. Okay, which is different than discovery, which I'm going to explain in a second. But every week we should explore something new. And this could be a location, this could be a relationship, this could be a book, it could be a number of different things, right? But explore something new and different. Again, what we're trying to do is open up our mind to new and different. That's why I explore something different every single week. Because the mind that got us here is not the same mind that will get us there. We have to appreciate that. Okay? We have limitations. Those limitations have gotten us as far as we are right now, but will not get us any further. So we need a new mind. The way we do that new mind is we challenge. We do hard things, fearful things every single day. We explore every single day. Apologize for that. That would be my dogs, which are also like a giant doorbell in this household, right? All right. Yeah, a little crazy. I get it. All right. So, number one, define success. Number two, every day ask myself, what do I want? Number three, do something hard every day, and it's make it different each day. Well, I take that back. If it's like, let's just say getting out of bed first thing in the morning, hopping in a cold shower, it just rubs you wrong. It's very difficult for you to do, right? And you do it today, but it still is equally hard tomorrow. Then doing it again is fine. Okay. 4 is explore every week, something new, but you're intentionally exploring something. It's not just random. Number 5 is the discovery process. Every month, discover. Now, discover is acting without. So the discover is like we're just going. And the discover is the act of going into something that we know nothing about and learning and growing from it. It's almost like heading into a forest, right? We're not going to explore, right? Because when we explore something, we're going after something specific. Here, we're just going to we're going to take in everything. See the difference here? It's a nuanced difference. But discovery is where we find new things about ourselves that we did not know existed. And unless we allow ourselves into this level of mind, we can't find the new us, the new you. Challenge yourself to discover. Now, here's one of the hard parts about discovery is we don't like discovering without knowing details up front. But the act of knowing the act of knowing the details invalidates the discovery process. It's got to be completely blank, void of all of the bits and pieces you think you need to know before you do it. And in the act of knowing, we'll get feedback, knowledge, insight, right? We'll get new information. And that's what we set out to do in the first place in the discovery process, okay? So exploring is picking something specific and going after it. Discovery is being random about it, but using the discovery process on every aspect of it, right? And opening up our mind to parts that we didn't know existed, okay? Number 6, big one here. Set aside time every day for personal growth, okay? And this could be anything from the way you work out or your yoga or meditation or healing and recovery, whatever, okay? Reading, studying, anything to amplify our brain, right? That's in that personal growth as well. But every single day, intentionally expand this, okay? Don't just accept that yesterday was good enough and that'll get us through tomorrow. See, we can't outperform this mind. We have to apply more to it. So there's a new mind that's created. We need a new mind to get to where we want to go. The mind that has gotten us here won't get us there. So that's why all of these pieces are triggering that process. That makes sense so far? Okay. I'm starting to kind of resonate with you. Number 7, daily reflection on what matters to you, including your core values. So this is something you can reflect in the morning, on the day before, or at the end of the day, right? And just reflect on your day, how you led your life. And did you lead the life that you want to lead? How well was it? How congruent was it with your core values? See, by going through these steps, these processes, what we're actually honing in on is what really matters to us. And that then starts to define our purpose. Now, it's not going to happen all at once. It's not going to be a light switch. It's going to evolve over time here. And every time we set out to do something hard or explore or discover or reflect, right? We're growing, we're expanding, we're experiencing, we're living life. And that is the objective. The goal is to live life in the discovery process to eventually identifying our purpose. But the purpose is the outcome, the destination, and that's not the goal. The goal is living life during the journey. And that's the part we got to get clear here. Does that make sense to you guys? Living life during the journey, not waiting to the end till we've arrived, right? Next, number 8, measure day over day progress, growth, right? And this is defined by just closing the gap between where we were and where we want to go. Change, right? Um, when we are able to see on a daily basis change from the day before, and also see that it's driving us towards an outcome, a goal that we're working towards, it then goes from motivation to inspiration. It goes from outside here, codependency, to something outside of us, to creating it on our own inside. Now we're in control. Inspiration is rooted in knowing that what we do is moving our own personal needle towards the things that we want. And the way we put that in alignment is, one, we identify what we want, ask yourself that question, what do I want, right? And then track the results of the behaviors that are moving us towards that outcome. And now we can see clearly that what we're doing each day is actually producing the results we want. In the health and fitness space, right? You want to lose 20 pounds, you hop on a scale. That way we measure it, we track it, right? And we start to see that our extra workout each day and our caloric deficit it's negated. We're losing weight. So our behaviors are moving us towards our desired goals. We're more inspired to perform those behaviors again and again and again until they're committed into habit, which the subconscious takes over and the body does it automatically. So what I'm sharing with you is where we trigger those mechanisms. Again, human behavior, ruthlessly predictable, right? So let's use some of that predictability to our favor, right? So measure day over day progress as it relates to closing this gap, moving us towards the outcomes we want. Now, how does that relate to purpose? Well, if we're moving towards a goal that we desire, right, and the activities that we're performing are actually moving us in that direction, now we can start to see a connection between activities and the things that we do want, right? And we'll see some that then are out of alignment and then we no longer want to perform, and some that are in perfect alignment and we want to enhance, again, giving us more feedback as we discover purpose, right? Number 9, debrief daily. So this is the way to summarize your day. And I usually do it the morning after because I have a clear head. I got a cup of coffee. Of course, this is in the afternoon now, but in a debrief, I've shared this with you guys many times. What just happened, what worked, what didn't work, what did I learn, and what am I going to change, right? And it's what I'm going to change that we carry forward. That's the part that gives us instruction on what needs to be done differently next time, right? But now we have a running log of the outcomes of our efforts, right? And a daily brief is an added component to that. It forces us through a process. It takes about, 3 minutes to do this. And it forces us through the process to record how what we're doing, our behavior is contributing towards the results that we're trying to seek, right? And number 10 here, and it's one of the most important ones, is add accountability, right? Add an opposing force into your life. What is that? Newton said that in one of his laws of physics, that a body in motion tends to stay in motion in a straight line up until an opposing force is applied on that momentum, in which case it will be altered. It'll alter its trajectory, right? Well, we're all a body in motion in a straight line. And if where we're headed is not exactly where we want to be, we're not producing the results we want, we're not moving towards the things we want in life, right? The only way to change that is to apply an opposing force, get something outside of us to move our needle a little, switch in a slightly different direction, right? All of this still applies. We'll still go through the exploration and the discovery, the reflection, right? We'll still measure our progress. We'll still debrief, right? All of that still applies because that's how we tune up the process, right? That's how we know if we're moving towards the number 1 here, defining success. Are we moving towards the success that we defined, right? Are we moving towards the second question? What do I want every single day, right? Accountability and that opposing force is what pushes us in that direction. Without that, a body in motion tends to stay in motion in a perfectly straight line. I want you to let that sink in for a second. The direction you're going will be the exact same direction you stay on until some other force interacts with you. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. The biggest takeaway here is that Knowing your purpose is not the goal. Living life while you're pursuing your purpose, exploring your purpose, discovering your purpose, reflecting on your purpose, measuring the progress, right? That's the goal. Guys are awesome, man. Hope you had an amazing, hope you have an amazing Monday, an amazing week. We'll be back here, same place, same time next week. Peace.